Okay, I'm so glad Tim kept me straight on this. Kathy's not here. See, she didn't tell me. Okay, here we go today. So I already introed, I won't go back through it. I introed a thinner little stepping pad. Yes, you can use your pad, just like we always have done. But I want you to at least think about, this is just simply a garden kneeling pad. That's all this is. But I got it from Duluth Training Company. It's only about not quite a inch deep. Anyway, it makes working barefootedly so much more beneficial because it doesn't hurt your feet. So see what I did? I just put my garden pad here, right here under my feet. I could be doing this on this bigger pad. And I want you to start our session today. And I'm going to focus today on 3 essential. I'm going to drop them down to 3 essential moves to strengthen and for flexibility. Okay. So you see what I'm doing? I'm barefooted. I could be doing this very thing on this pad that many of you have purchased at the class or from me when we had to skedaddle that horrible year. Anyway, see what I'm doing? I'm working my legs like a piston. But here's what's happening. When I put my foot down, slow it down so you can follow this. You put this pole here as an insurance. If I were you, I wouldn't grip it like this. Why? Because the minute you grip it and put it down, your shoulder's going to come up. Drop your shoulders. Hold it between 2 of your fingers and your thumb. Then if you do a misstep, you can grab it quickly. But this gentle hold will keep you from raising your shoulder. Okay? When I'm working my knees like a piston on this particular move, I don't put my heel first, okay? Now, you heard that correctly, and some of you are kind of doing, well, you don't know quite what you're doing. Maybe heel, toe. I want you to go into your mid-foot and the palm or padded part of the front of the foot. So once I put the ball of my foot down, and Julia should be teaching this because she's our dancer. Here's the deal. The minute you put your foot into that pad, that's a lot of times where a lot of people have a lot of pain in their feet. Could be arthritis, it could be a neuroma, it could be calluses and corns that are built up and that are pressing on nerves. You got to take care of your feet. So if you have any of those things going on, at least know what your problem is, okay? And this is coming from somebody who I had one foot totally reconstructed because of some of the problems I was having with my foot and pain. I didn't do it to make myself have a pretty foot. God knows I don't have a pretty foot. I just wanted to function. So look what I'm doing. Stay with me. Don't stop. I'm working like a piston with my knees. I'm making sure that my shoulders are down. I'm breathing through my nose. I'm staying on my little balance pad. It could be this one. I'm just on the smaller, not so thick version. And it's more conducive to like when you're putting your foot into a walking pattern is the point. And I'm coming into it doing a toe or midfoot, not midfoot, the ball of the foot down first. Then I go ahead and push the heel down. So you got to slow down a little bit, okay? If you're doing this little piston work with me, you're warming up from the foot all the way up. And especially, you should start to feel a little kind of like, oh man, I'm feeling that right here in my quads. Yeah, that's what I want you to do, because I want you to really activate all those lower body muscles. And it starts at the foot, y'all. It starts at the foot. Okay, so the ball of the foot is going into that little pad. Yes, you can do this on the floor. If you have a carpeted floor, you can do the very same thing. You can do it if you want a little more challenge. You can do it on your little balance pad, but don't stop right now. Yeah, this is the real absolute warm up, starting with your feet. And some of you are kind of pulling your toes in, because that's what you do every day, all day, when you put your foot in a shoe. Open the foot. It is a different kind of a sensation when you really open that foot and then you push into the heel. My tummy is tight, my shoulders are down, I'm breathing through my nose. I have my little bar here. And see, I'm kind of in a constant state of running. Yeah. Try to run on your heels. It's not very easy, even though many of our shoes are forcing us to go to heel plant first. Okay, and yeah, that's a normal walking kind of a pattern. But if you walked around with bare feet, you would not jam your heel down quite so hard. You would do more of a barefoot walking type of a stride. Okay, take a big breath again, drop your shoulders, bring that bar right here. Big breath. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to do a little turn. I'm going to stay on my pad. Yes, I am. Then I'm going to do a little turn. I'm not slinging. I'm not jerking. I'm moving, but I'm trying to keep my toes still facing forward as I move my upper body. Okie dokie. Tightening your tummy again. Yeah, I know. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Hang out in these different positions. Just hang out. Just right here. See, drop your shoulder. Take a breath. Keep your toes forward. They're going to want to turn on you, but don't let them. Just keep walking like you're going forward. Yeah, so this, you guys, is a very simple version of actually normal functional movement. Like walking, like running, like jogging, like jumping. Many things that you do to do gardening, to do, work outside, to work anywhere, are what's called compound moves. You're moving your upper body as you are working your lower body. But we're doing it in a very simple fashion. I'm bringing it down. I'm not bringing my knees way up. I am really pushing into that mid to ball of the foot. And then I put my heel down. So you don't stay in the ball of the foot. Put your heel down at the very last few seconds. Okay? Take big breaths. Take big breaths. Now, good reason to spend so much time in this kind of a modality. I am trying to get you warmed up. And I'm trying to do it with a real emphasis on feet. Some of you have some real foot problems that you haven't addressed. Oh, I've gone over foot. I do whole sessions on foot strengthening, doming, splaying your toes. Keep doing that little piston work with your legs. See, I'm not bringing them up high. Couple more. We're almost there. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Many of you have had physical therapy. What's the very first thing they do when you come in the door to do your little physical therapy session? Yeah, you're on a walker, you're on a bike, you're on one of those arm thingies to warm up. And then we go to an exercise session and we do nothing and expect to do all of those moves without warming ourselves up. I know it. Well, I'm here doing it with you. Okay. I don't see those physical therapists doing it with you. It would not be practical because they would have to do that all day long. But I'm doing it with you. Take a breath. Now we go into the first move. I'm standing here on my little pad. See, standing here. I have my pole. I can use it if I need to, but I'm not going to grip it. Why? Some of you can tell us. Because the minute you grip it, you push too hard. You rely on this. I don't want you to rely on this. I want this to be a kickstand. I want it to be a safety feature that you use only when you need it. So I have it off the ground and I'm just hanging onto it lightly. I'm just going to step back. Just going to step back. So I told you I'm going to focus on the 3 main moves for strength and flexibility that you got to be able to do if you want to stay independent. Yeah, that's the magic words. Okay, I'm going to go to the other side. Do you see how I'm not using this? I have it here. I have it if I need it. I am not going to step back with the other leg until I've done what? Breath through the nose, drop my shoulders, rib cage up, brace. This is what supports your back. Shift. Soft knee. Now step back a little. Roll into the heel. Step back forth. Okay? So this is simply a normal step and then come back up. Now, if you want to step wider and wider and wider, God bless you. Go ahead and do it. Listen, if you hadn't been doing homework, if you haven't been doing a lot outside because you'd freeze your butt off, you got to do this little by little, okay? See, I'm just stepping back and I'm rolling into the heel. Then I'm stepping up. And every single time I do the step, I go through my postural lineup. My ears have to be over my shoulders. My shoulders need to be over my hips. And then my hip is going to be in line with the knee. See, right here? Yeah, this is back here. And I roll into the heel. And then I come back up. Take a breath. Do all the lineups. And shift. And step back. This move, y'all, I have introduced it. I've done it in many programs. It's part of the 6 essential moves that you need to always be able to do. These are the 3 moves that I'm going to focus on today for mobility, and then you can work it into strength. Before I step back, what's the last thing I'm going to do? I'm going to shift my weight. I'm going to start to lift. I'm going to slide the leg back until I can roll into the heel. Yeah, it's that. It's those 3 kinds of little moves that's going to keep you from falling so much. Do you have any idea how much is going on with your brain, with your body, with your muscles, with your bones? Just to line yourself up, take a breath, and shift and slip that foot back a little further and a little further, only if you want to, and then go into the heel. Now tighten your tummy because you're going to bring the whole thing back up. Okay, that movement sequence is everything. Everything. The shifting, the opening of the hip, the staying on balance while you shift into the reverse lunge. Take a breath in through the nose. So every time I say take a breath, I'm meaning into the nose. Shift. Okay, get ready. We're going to bring it up, and we're just going to step back. Okay? If you would just practice that sequence at your counter, wherever your bed is, put your hand on the bed, shift, lift the heel, slip it back, Go a little further each time if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine. Don't. And then come back up in one fell swoop. If you step back a little far, shift yourself, breath, ready, bring it, step it back, use your pole if you need it, use your counter, your chair. Make sure your back leg is not turned out, okay? Heel is down, heel is down, heel is down, heel is down. You're stretching. Okay, tighten your tummy. You're gonna come all the way back up, okay? You try doing that 3 sets of 10 with a backpack. I'm giving Tim ideas to how to make it harder because I know he just wants to do things harder. Okay, you ready? We're gonna do just 2 more. I really want you to concentrate. The shift, the breath, bring that knee up, the foot up, step way back as far as you go you can. And here's the last little suggestion. This is a trainer's tip. When you go to step back, okay, take a breath. My heel is down. I'm holding my balance, and then I come back up. Don't push the front foot out. That's what a lot of people try to do, and then they end up doing splits. So that's why I want you to have your counter if you do a misstep so that you're not going to fall, okay? So when you shift, when you step back, I want you to pretend that you're doing it on one side of a ladder versus the other side of a ladder, meaning I don't want you to do a tandem stance when you step back. That will make you very unstable. Yes, it's a great move if you want to, you know, train your balance even more. But when you step back, it needs to be, this leg needs to be on one side of the ladder, and this leg needs to be on the other side of a ladder, if you get what I'm saying. Okay, step way back. Okay, big breath through the nose. Put the heel down and back. Your toes should be wide apart. Okay, yeah. Big breath. Okay, I'm going to tighten in because I'm going to bring that leg back up. Breath, exhale. See, a lot of you hold your breath. Then you wonder why you're getting dizzy. You're only getting dizzy because you're holding your breath. Why do I know this? Oh my goodness. My mom is the queen of holding her breath. She didn't even realize she's doing it. Drop your shoulders because she's concentrating so hard. And then she wants to quit because she's getting dizzy. Oh, anyway. All right. What am I doing right now? I'm shifting. I'm softening this knee because I'm going to pull this one back. All the way back. Yeah. What you should have noticed on this particular sequence that I'm teaching right now, I haven't bent the back knee for a reason. Bring it back up and step down. Last move on the other side. I haven't bent my knee. That's the progression of strength work. I'm trying to get you to be mobile. Yeah, that means open these up. That means hold your balance so you can move around. Okay, think about that ladder. So when you step back, you're going to go a little wider, but you're not going to turn your toe out, right? Breath. Try to hang on without using your pole. Okay, your heel should be down. Should be really hip hinging forward. Okay. You should be feeling it in your calf, in your foot. Okay, take a breath. And we're going to come up. And you might need this when you come up because, see, for a split second, you are doing a one-leg stance. I know. Who would have thought? All those things are rolled into the reverse lunge. That's why you have to be very good at doing it. Now, you can take that reverse lunge. I'm just doing it to recap right now. See how I'm kind of, yeah, I was losing a little balance, but you just pull yourself back. One of the biggest reasons why we go ahead and fall and have all kinds of problems is we can't pull ourselves back from a misstep, from a little over or under balancing. Some of it's due to just plainly our muscles are too weak, okay? This will start to get you stronger, but you got to do the work, okay? You're wanting to live independently, you got to decide in your head first, I'm going to do the dadgum work. I need to explain to Carol what dadgum is. Anyway, shift, take a breath. I think I see Marilyn laughing. Okay, step back. Ah, I'm just on this because I'm saying it to myself, y'all. I'm saying this to myself. Yes, we have to decide we're going to do the work so that we can be independent, okay? And then come back up. So you got to be able to come back up. Take your breath. Yes, yes. Okay, here's my little, so that's why I wanted to show you that working barefooted, this can make that so much more beneficial and not feel so bad. Seriously, you don't have to feel super bad all the time when you're exercising. I mean, I do want Tim to feel a little bit bad, but you don't have to, is my point. Okay, now I'm going to take my little pad from my chair. You can have it on your chair if you want to sit down. Here's my bar. I'm going to put it down. And I'm going to do one of the three main moves I'm going to do right now from the chair. Thus far, we've done our reverse lunge. I didn't even dip. But now I'm going to go from my chair. There are some of you that just are not ready, and getting into the floor is the furthest thing for your mind. I want to just plant a little seed in your head that you got to tackle that challenge. You got to bridge that gap between from sitting in a chair to the floor. Now I'm going to get in the floor and do this very move. But for those of you who are not ready to get in the floor, seriously, you got to just know that if you will bridge just from your chair, you're going to be winning. Okie dokie. So here I go. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to step out. I'm going to put my hands right on the edges of my chair. That helps my wrists to be able to handle this weight load. I'm going to lift my toes, take a big breath, drop my shoulders, and you see how I've worked my butt to the very edge of the chair? Because I'm going to take that butt off the edge of the chair. We've done this many times, but I'm going to put a little extra wrinkle in it today. So some of you have your feet way back here. It ain't going to work. I hate to tell you that, but I need to tell you that because you're going to try to do this and you're going to hurt your knee. So I don't want you to do that. Step out. Open that knee a bit, okay? Got my palms of my hands right here. And very importantly, my shoulders are down, okay? Yeah, here we go. Drop your butt off. Now shift and lift the hip up. And you can keep your head neutral by pulling your chin in and really open up those arms. You're putting really good contraction through the gluteal. I want you to lift like you're trying to push your hip bones forward. Okay, squeeze your butt. Bring it down. Soften your elbows. See, I didn't sit. Now bring it up. Act like you're trying to push your hip bones up to the ceiling. Squeeze your rear end really hard. Squeeze them. Take a breath. Swing it back down, but don't sit. You're just hanging your butt right here in front of the chair. See that? Your elbows are bending. Now your elbows straighten, and now you lift and you put your hips toward the ceiling. Then you come down, don't sit, and you bend your elbows. That's the twist. One more time, here we go. Up, 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 up. Push the hip bones up. You're pushing into your heels. Take big breaths. Now let the butt swing down. It's right in front of the chair. Don't sit. And you bend the elbows. See those elbows bending? Now sit. Ha! One little set right there. We didn't do quite 10. I think we only did like 4. I don't know, 4, maybe 5. Chrissy's supposed to count. Now, those of you who have no interest in getting down in the, well, you have interest, you just are thinking it's not possible. It is possible, but we'll save that for another time. I'm giving you alternatives. If you could do what we just did, anywhere from 4 to 6 or 4 to 10, stepping out, I'll recap, drop your shoulders, yes, take a breath, keep your feet out there, you're pushing down, okay? Let your butt fall off the chair, swing the hips up, straighten your arms, squeeze your gluteals, take a big deep breath. Now come back down and let the butt just hang in front of the chair. You're bending the elbows, bending the elbows, bending the elbows, bending the elbows, and then sit. Okay? See, that didn't hurt. Not too bad, right? Now, those of you who are in the chair, you're going to do the second set exactly like I just did it. Okie dokie? Those of you who are ready to be pushed just a little, you're going to come to the floor with me. So what are we going to do to get into the floor? We've already prepared our feet. We're going to prepare them just a little more, and we're going to open this up a little more. See what I just did? Those of you who are not getting in the floor, you're going to do this with me first. Then you're going to do what I just showed you, and we're going to be in the floor. Okay, right here. So when you're right here, this is where we're going to activate and stretch our groin, our adductors and abductors. How are we going to do that? We're going to go wide. We're going to say rib cage up, drop the shoulders. We're coming forward from the hip. My elbows are right here on my legs, and I'm pushing them wide. Okie dokie. Keep pushing them wide. Drop your shoulders. Breath. Now, keep your back very extended and push your chest and your tummy between the legs. Do not flex your back or your spine. As you're coming down toward the legs, in the middle of the legs, push with your forearms on your legs out. Push them out, come down. Turn your head, push them out, come down even 1/4 of an inch. Do not round your back. Yeah, don't flex. Turn. Bring the chest along with your abdominals. So it's the whole trunk. It's not just your shoulders. Turn, push those elbows out against those legs. Turn that head. See, I'm feeling a huge stretch in my adductors, my groin. Breath, 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 breath. You hang out here for a little bit. Then when you're ready to go and turn to the other side, you don't come up in one fell swoop. Put your hands here and you push, and then you pull your back up. See, I didn't say pull your back out. I said pull your back up. Now you're ready to drop the knee, open back, keep your chin tucked, take a big deep breath, big deep breath, big deep breath, big deep breath. Open back, open back, open back. Keep that knee down. Don't let it fly out on you. And stay there as long as you need to. Then if you want to, if you feel the need, and you really like that groin stretch, you can come right back down into it. Take a big deep breath. Push back with your elbows or your hands. Now you're ready to hit the floor. Those of you who are going to stay in the chair, you're going to do exactly the same thing that we did with, this is, I call this whole sequence the hip bridging, okay? You can do it seated, which is what I just did, which is what you're going to still do if you're not going to go to the floor. If you're going to the floor, you just put your knee down. See? Just put your knee down and bring your other leg back, okay? And you're on all fours. And those of you who are going to do this, you're going to do the second set sitting in your little chair. The deal is, y'all, you have got to at some point say, dang, if I'm going to keep my mobility and my strength, I got to get my little self in the floor and get myself up. And I got to pretty much do it every day, several times. I'm on my hands and knees. You can use your pad if you want to. If your knee bothers you, it doesn't bother my knee. I'm going to sit myself to the side. See that? Yeah, just like that. And before I do any other move, I'm going to pull around because I'm stretching through some very important muscles, joints, bones, tendons, right through here. This is my hip replace side. This is my knee replace side. You got to move so that it's going to be safe for that joint, but you got to keep moving. And this is giving a great stretch right through here because, yeah, I'm pulling myself back. See that? Yeah. And when I get up, I'm going to get up on the other side. Okay? So I'll hit it. Now I'm going to go ahead and lay down into a prone position, just like you do every single night. It's nothing you do differently. So don't get all freaked out saying, oh, she's going to do something I can't do. Did you go to bed in your bed last night? If you did, then you can do this move. Okay? Now, some of you who are not ready to get on the floor, I understand you have issues going on that's just not going to let you. But at some point, I hope you will try to tackle this because I'm taking you to the floor gently. Okay? So now I'm going to get in the lay down position, like I'm going to lay down in my little bed. Okay? So most of you will find it much easier if you will roll. See this? Then I just tuck under, I come back, and I'm down. Woo! Here we are. So now I am going to lift my hips. I'm going to lift those hips all the way up. Okay? And I'm going to squeeze the gluteal and lift it again and squeeze the gluteal and lift it again. And then I'm going to roll it back down. Okay, take a breath, roll it back down. I want to make sure. Now, this is my knee replaced side. Some of you have knees replaced and they are tighter than normal. So the progression on this, for those of you who can do it, is of course to pull your heels closer and closer. This one will only go a certain amount. So I'm going to dig my heels in, squeeze my butt, pull my shoulders down and in, and lift. And I'm going to try to pat and reach toward those heels. Now, I'm never going to make it on this one, but I'm going to try. Take a breath, keep the hips up. Take a breath, keep the hips up. Take a breath, keep the hips up. Yeah, try to bring those shoulders down and in, and then roll yourself down and release. Bring the knee in, bring the knee in, bring the leg up, bring the leg up, bring it down, bring it down. So see that whole sequence? It's an excellent sequence, okay? Squeeze the butt, bring the heels in as close as you can to your hips. Lift them, lift them, lift them. Squeeze tight, squeeze tight, squeeze tight. Do a patty cake with your toes. Your heels are down and you're just pressing the toes down. Pressing, 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 pressing. Now you come down, you come down, you come down. Then you bring one knee in, one knee up. Do a little range of motion, put it down. Bring the other knee in, up, range of motion, bring it in, bring it down. Okay, that was a complete 2. Let's go to the side with the knees, to the side with the knees. So this is all coming off of the bridge. The bridge is the main work here that catapults you into some other ranges that's very important to do and to maintain. Remember, this is Wednesday mobility, right? So what you're doing here, and you can do it in the chair very easily. You can do every bit of this in the chair, sitting, okay? One more time, bring the heels in as far as you can. See, I have to push my one knee backwards because this was very tight. Tighten, tighten, squeeze, squeeze, lift, take a breath, lift, go up as far as you can, bring those heels back a little more. This is a great time to try to pull that heel back just a little bit more. Up, squeeze, up, squeeze, up, squeeze. Come down, come down, come down, come down. One knee in and up. Around with those ankles. Bring it in and down. Other knee in and up and around and around and around. Bring it in and down. Big breath. Roll to the other side while you come up and out of this move. So see, I'm here on the other side. Don't come straight up. When you get in this position, especially if you have a knee replaced or a hip replaced, this is a really good position to then move yourself around, keep that knee down, and look past your shoulder, okay? Just hang out here for a couple of seconds, big breath in through the nose, come back, come back, come back, come back. Okie dokie? Yeah, here we go. Hands and knees, it's very easy. Very easy to go roll to your knees. And now is when I want you to employ, we're still in that second move, which is from the bridge. Now I'm going to put my kneeling pad. So Chrissy should teach us all how to do this because I'm sure she knows how to get on her kneeling pad. As a master gardener, she does it a lot. So I'm on my knees, see? I'm still in that second move. The first one was a reverse lunge. I did some things around that. Now we're into the bridge. Now we're going to put our hands on the back part of our hip. I'll turn here so you can see what I'm doing. See where we're at with our time. We're doing good. We're at the second one. I got one more to go. You don't want to miss that one, so you got to hang around. Yeah, all my little slugs want to see at least what it is, whether or not they do it. I keep getting a frog in my throat. Look at my hands. I'm on my kneeling pad. My knees are open. See, I'm not super narrow with my stance, okay? I'm on my kneeling pad. Yes, I can be on my little balance pad with this, no problem. Put my hands right here, see? Do not squeeze your butt here. You're gonna open these. This is why we do this. Again, here's my hip replace side. Here's my knee replace side. I am not gonna hurt them, okay? I know some of you have double hips replaced. I understand that. That's why you got to get to where you can do this, okay? So release your butt. You want to drop your shoulders. Take a big breath, keep your chin tucked, and push your hips forward. We've done this 100 times, standing, but we're doing it kneeling. And I understand some of you are so afraid. Have your chair so you don't get disoriented. You can do it standing, that's fine. You don't have to do it kneeling. You can stand. Push your hips forward. Drop your chin. Drop your shoulders. Take a breath. Yeah. Take a breath. Yes. And some of you might say, well, how far am I supposed to go? And I would say, well, how far can you go? I know you want to slap me now, don't you? Okay, then I'm going to kind of try to touch back here. See? See, I'm just reaching. I'm not going to make it. I'm just reaching. Drop your shoulders. Take a big breath. Come out of that. The minute you come out of that big backward move, oh my goodness, you're going to feel such a sense of relief that you're done, but it's like everything opens up. So this is especially for people with scoliosis, etc. Okay. Now then, I'm here on my knees. What in the world am I going to do? How am I going to get up? I can do it several ways. One way, I put my hand on my chair, step out, roll my toe under, and stand up. No problem. I don't want to use a chair, okay? I just don't want to use a chair. You can, but I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to push my butt up, and I'm going to go into my heels, and then I'm going to bend my knees, and then I'm going to come up. Now, could I use my legs harder if I didn't use my hands? Yeah, but then I would put my joints a little more at risk. So that is a very good way to get up. Are you ready? Here's the third one. And we've done this many times. You can do it from the floor. I'm going to do it from the chair first, okay? Because some of you are not quite ready to get in the blower. So here's my chair. I can use this pad, put my hands on the pad. And I'm going to do we've done this many times. I can go up and I can bring my hips down. See that? So I go from here to here. See that? It's a big full body stretch. It's what I call an assisted stretch. You can do this whole thing with your hands in the floor, but you're going to get great benefit just doing it from the chair. It's okay. It's okay. So here I am, and I'm going to swing my butt back and come down through my arms while I really push my shoulder mobility. Then I'm going to swing my butt and bring it all the way down. And elbows are going to be just a little bit soft. Then I'm going to come back up and do it again. See that? And when I come to right here, I soften my elbows and I bring my hips down and I drop my chin in there. So I'm working from my toes through my foot, all the way through my lower leg, my calf, my soleus. I'm going to come up through the hamstring, up through the hip, through the pelvic and hip, and into the lower back. And now I'm into the upper back and shoulders. Make friends with this move, y'all. This is a move that is going to keep you independent. Okay? Come down as far as you feel you can. Hold it out there for a minute. Take 3 deep breaths through your nose. Yeah, settle into the move. Here we go. Now soften your elbows. Bring the hips down. Bend at the knees. You're really curling those toes. Drop your shoulders. Breath, 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 breath. And then tighten the tummy. Here we come back up and stretch back down. And you're really pushing your chest toward the knees. That's what you're trying to do. Big breath. Slowly come back down into this position. Drop your shoulders. Elbows are soft. Elbows are soft. Elbows are soft. Elbows are soft. Then you come back up. You step in and you come back up. Shoulders around and down. Shoulders, shoulders. Just roll them. Now we're coming out of it. So that was the 3 big moves. So I call it a push-pull stretch. Some people call it a Hindu push-up. It's kind of from the borrowing of yoga type terms. We've done that move many times. You see how I'm in a staggered stance? See that? A split staggered stance. This is a very good thing to practice. Okay? as you're in that stance, tighten in. Make sure you're wide enough so you have good control, because you're going to do some arm swinging. Okay, see that? Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Yeah, the palms are in, facing your body. Thumbs are up. Yeah, you can go as wide as you want. Don't go fast. Don't go fast. Drop your shoulders. Hold your ground with your feet. Drop your shoulders. Okay, now from this move, we're going to put in practice all that training. I'm going to take my back leg and come to standing. See that? This is the very first move that I practiced with you. A backward lunge, but we didn't lunge today. We just slid that foot back. See? I just slid the foot back. That's it. Drop your shoulders. Soften up your knees. And here we go. Okay? Now I'm going to turn. I'm going to go palm up, palm down. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulder. Take a big breath through your nose. Woo! Take a breath. 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 Settle in. Okay? You're going to take that back leg and you're going to come up. See that? And you want to try to do that with real smooth movements, not like, oh, I'm going to fall type movements. At first, you may feel like that. That's why I tell you to use a bar, use a wall, use something you can put your hands on. But I want you to be able to come from here to here without being scared and have enough strength to do it. In order to have enough strength to do it, you got to do it. I can only do it with you. You got to engage. You got to do the work. Okay? And that's the 3 moves. So I just took a little playlist from the moves and I gave you extra credit. You got extra for your money today. See? It hurt me more than you. It hurt me more than you. It did.